How do scientists collect samples from ocean depths? Imagine trying to gather water or rocks from a place so deep that sunlight never reaches it. How do scientists manage to do this without getting crushed by the immense pressure? Well, they use some pretty clever tools and methods. One of the main devices used for collecting water samples at different depths is called a Niskin bottle. These are long, cylindrical bottles with lids at both ends. Scientists lower them into the ocean attached to a cable and a special instrument called a conductivity, temperature, and depth sensor, or CTD for short. When the bottle reaches the desired depth, the scientist sends a signal to close the lids, trapping water from that specific layer. This way, they can analyze the water's chemical makeup, temperature, and salinity later in the lab. For biological and geological samples, scientists often use remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, and autonomous underwater vehicles, known as AUVs. These are robotic submarines that can go very deep, sometimes over 6,000 meters below the surface. ROVs have robotic arms that can gently pick up biological specimens, sediment samples, or rocks without disturbing the environment too much. They are controlled from a ship on the surface and can stay underwater for hours. Sediment sampling from the seafloor is done with special tubes called corers. These tubes are pushed into the sediment by gravity or mechanical mechanisms. The gravity corer is a simple tube that sinks into the sediment using its weight, pulling out a core that shows layers of sediment accumulated over time. Multiple corers can be used at once to study different areas or layers. These cores reveal information about the ocean's geological history and the tiny creatures living on the seafloor. Some advanced samplers use piston or plunger mechanisms to quickly pump seawater into chambers. Devices like the Gulper sampler use a spring-driven piston to draw water rapidly, which is useful for collecting large volumes of water or specific chemical samples. These tools can be mounted on AUVs or ROVs, allowing scientists to gather many samples during a single dive. All these methods are vital because they let scientists analyze the ocean's physical, chemical, biological, and geological properties at various depths. This helps us understand everything from the chemistry of deep waters to the life forms living near hydrothermal vents. Without these specialized tools, exploring the ocean depths would be nearly impossible, and our knowledge of the underwater world would be very limited.